My name is Ian and I'm really cold, and welcome to Planted. I'm on a mission to share my plant knowledge with you so that you can have more success with your own plants in your own yard. Now we're in the middle of January, it's really cold. This is my greenhouse. I've made videos about this, but in this video I want to share with you how I keep my plants frost-free in the winter. It's a very simple system, why it works, why I use it, and how I set it up. So let me show you how I heat my greenhouse. Let's go. Look at this for some crazy temperature. This is in Fahrenheit. We got 3 degrees yesterday morning, and you can see that for the majority of this week coming up, we've got daytime temperatures around freezing, and then nighttime temperatures are drastically less. And for those of you that like centigrade, yesterday it was minus 16, and we've got most of the time below freezing, and then nighttime really cold. So if ever there was a time for you to really get your greenhouse secured and safe, ready for a cold snap, this is it. So this is what we're battling. So this is my greenhouse. Very, very small, and I built it with these arches, which I think are rather beautiful. So there we go, there's the arch. To give you some dimensions, this distance here is 6 feet, and it goes back 4 feet. Then it would come up and it would join. Now, in previous years, I've had my lamp that I use as a heat source suspended about there, with the idea that it puts its heat out coming all the way down in every direction. And I think for the most part that did work, but I wasn't happy with it. Heat rises, so if you've got your heat source here, it's all going to congregate in this part, and I didn't have enough circulation. So this year I really changed it up. What I have is my heat lamp, which will show like that, and I've got it in a modified pot like that. And what this means is that the heat is now able to rise, and it will keep on rising right to the very top, where it will hit the surface, cool down, and then come down the side of our greenhouse on both sides. I've cut some holes here, so this is now able to then feed right back into that lamp. So now I've got this really nice circulating heat system, and rather than this being cold and this potentially being at freezing, I think that this is a much better system. Now, just to fill in what I've got a socket plugged in outside into an outdoor supply system. I've got extension cable that runs into my greenhouse, and then as you'll see in a minute, I've got what's called a Thermo Cube, and that cuts in at 38 degrees. And I've got that at the same height as my lamp, which is about 20 inches, 24 inches off the ground. If I have this higher, it'll get warmer up here and it'll cut out. And if I have it lower, it won't switch on. So I think that with this Thermo Cube, this lamp, and this venting system, I'm going to have a much better heating system this year. Let me show you the components of my greenhouse. My greenhouse is very, very small, and I just want it to keep it frost-free. I'm not looking for any significant maintained heat of, say, 60 degrees. This is my 400 watt heat lamp, and this is the Thermo Cube that controls it. When the Thermo Cube detects, I think it's 38 degrees, it switches on and powers up the heat lamp. And that heat lamp will put out the 400 watts, and it will stay on until it gets to a temperature of 38 degrees or higher. This is where it's very important to site your Thermo Cube correctly. I like to have it at the same height as my lamp, and that way I know that I've got all of the air down to that temperature at 38 degrees or above. Now, let's be safe. I did modify a plant pot where I cut out the base of the plant pot, leaving the aluminum frame intact, and this means that I get air able to enter the base of the lamp from the colder base of my greenhouse, and I get free air flowing as it heats that can then rise up to the top of the greenhouse. Anytime you can get air moving, it's beneficial for plants. If you have high temperatures and a degree of moisture and no air movement or ventilation, you will get all sorts of mold and fungus. So this setup means that if it stays below freezing during the day, the lamp will just stay on. If it should get warm in the afternoon, the lamp will switch off, the sunlight will take over the heat, and then I've got this nice warm environment. And then in the night time when it drops again, it'll kick back on again. Here you can see we are at just above 40 degrees, which is perfect. Make sure that your door closes, you don't want to have any drafts. And when the lamp switches off and sunlight starts to heat your greenhouse, you must have some sort of automatic vent. Thanks for watching Planted. Tell your friends, tell your family. Bye for now.